You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
And today on our Motivation and Mindset Monday, we have a really important topic to discuss. And that's because I see so many people giving themselves a hard time, being really hard on themselves, and a lot of times it's not going to help you get to that next level. It's not constructive, right? It's not productive, and it's not going to get you to that next step. So let's talk about it right now. This topic actually came about because I was working with a particular body transformation client, and she's achieved great things. She's already in great shape, but she's looking to take her success, her body transformation to the next level. Because even though she's in good shape, she sees herself mentally as someone who should be thinner. And she still has some weight to lose, meaning like in order to still be healthy. Because personally, I won't work with someone if they're looking to lose weight to become an unhealthy version of themselves. Only if losing a little bit more weight will make them even healthier. So this particular client struggles a little bit with self-image, a little bit with how other people view them, and also how they view themselves. So she was actually on a great transformation streak, doing really, really incredibly. We tweaked her nutrition so she could add in more carbohydrates and still be able to lose weight. And so she was moving at a great clip, about losing about 2 pounds per week, and with the eventual goal of really only losing at most 9 to 10 more pounds, like total. So, of course, that would only happen in just 21 to 28 days. She'd be at her goal weight. But what happened was this. She was at an event earlier in the week, and she saw a photo of herself that she didn't particularly like. She was in a dress, she was with other women, and she just basically compared herself to the other women in the photo. And the dangerous thing is this. For those people who are overly critical of their body, the first thing they do, and I actually spoke with my client about this, we have a really good relationship, and I said, what's the first thing you do when you look at that photo? And I said, before you answer, I bet it's this. You look directly at yourself to see how you look. Basically, you're passing judgment on yourself before you've even seen the photo. And you're looking to see, do I look out of shape? Do my legs look big? Do my thighs look big? Do my arms look too big? And it's all of these negative things in the subconscious and then conscious mind that we're already preparing ourselves to see. So right, even before you see the photo, you have this negative mindset going in. You have this negative image of yourself. And as long as you carry around that negative image, there's really no way you could ever be lean enough. You could ever look good enough to compare with the thought that you have in your head. And that's an unhealthy way of looking at your body. And so my client did admit this, and it was our job then to start saying, the next time you see a photo of yourself, you have to understand that you can't compare yourself to someone else's finished product. Meaning, like, a lot of the people she might be hanging around with have already got to the weight they wanted to be, or already where this client wants to be. And it's unfair to look at your current state, your present state, and compare that with someone else who've already reached the end of their journey in terms of body transformation, or that might just have a different body type. Like maybe they are that Vata body type or that ectomorph body type, which just has naturally smaller joints, naturally leaner physique, naturally just not going to gain as much weight from the calories that they eat. And that's just the way body types work. However, every body type can be a very healthy version and a lean version of themselves. And so what I said was, don't compare yourself not only with that other person's finished product, but also what your eventual transformation will be. You can't get discouraged looking at a photo of yourself when you're 10 pounds away from your goal weight, because that's not your goal weight. That's not where you want to be. And we have to give ourselves a break, because what happens is this. We have to stop believing that our progress or our finished product is going to happen tomorrow. It's all part of a longer journey that we are on right now. And I'll be honest with you, I've worked with people for a long time, about 20 years now. And I can tell you this, that yes, it is absolutely fantastic reaching your goal weight or transforming your health and becoming a really healthy person, getting more energy, getting all of those things. But sometimes that end goal, the thing that we think will bring us so much happiness, I have to tell you, it's not always what we think it's cracked up to be. Yes, we achieve the goal and we're lean, we look good, we're feeling great, all of those things. But a lot of times it's the journey, it's the process of what we've become along that path to achieving that goal that really brings true happiness. And here's what I mean by that. It's not always the goal of achieving that thing that makes us happy. It's the person that we become. Meaning, like, we have to overcome a lot in our lives, a lot of obstacles that stand in our way to losing the 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds, or overcoming that autoimmune disease, overcoming those digestive issues, overcoming whatever it might be. And it's the overcoming part. It's how we deal with those obstacles that eventually leads us to greater happiness. Because if we do overcome them, we find more resilience in ourselves that we didn't know was even there. And I'll tell you, that is a much bigger and better part of the success process than people give it credit for. Because just achieving the 10 pounds or 20 pounds, anyone could do it, or 30 pounds, whatever it might be. But if you didn't change in the process, you're always going to yo-yo back to whatever that weight is. The people who achieve and maintain are the people that have earned it. You know, they've gone through the obstacles, then they've transformed not only their body, but their mind. And when you transform that part of it, you know that if you were to ever slide back, you can just move right into where you need to be. Just go right back into that zone to lose the weight, to get well, to get back on track, whatever it might be or whatever it might take to get back to that goal, because you changed as a person. You have a different mindset. And that's why I talk about myself all the time. Like, even for a lot of cheat foods, I used to have huge cravings for ice cream and for pasta and a lot of other things. Not only did I grow up with it, it was just basically lodged in my psyche that these foods, when I ate them, they made me happy. And that's because it took me back to experiences and all of those things when I was younger about eating those foods. And I used to have a lot of cravings for them. And especially like situationally, like if we would be in Maine on the weekend in the summer, I would say, oh, well, let's go get ice cream. Now I have less of those cravings, but really that's only happened over the past couple of years. And so I've been at this a long time myself, you know, so it's all a process. I mean, that's what I'm trying to tell you. And now I don't have the cravings for ice cream. They're just gone. They've been replaced with other things. I enjoy the feeling of being healthier. And I've said this before. I enjoy waking up not puffy, not swollen, having lots of energy, all of those things. And to be honest, I like making things like acai bowls with my kids. That's basically like ice cream. It's frozen fruit blended up in just the blender that we use in the ice cream setting, and then topping it with like sliced banana, maybe some organic natural granola, maybe some chia seeds, different things like that, and having some fun with it. I like making that, and so do my kids. Like, we enjoy that process, and so that kind of replaces all of the cravings too for ice cream. We just might make an acai bowl or something like that, a smoothie bowl at night during the summer or on the weekend. Of course, not all the time. And that could be a really healthy thing. And so what I want to say to you is this. You have to stop being so hard on yourself. Being hard on yourself is not going to get you to your goal any faster. It really isn't. And you also have to understand that when you're being hard on yourself, a lot of times you're being unrealistic. I've never seen someone master wellness or weight loss the very first attempt, the very first try. Most people slip up a little bit. They have a cheat meal. They slide back, or they miss their nutritional supplements for a few days or a few weeks, and they have to get back into the process. Or things need to be tweaked a little bit because you're an individual and you're on a SIBO-based or gut bacterial-based or candida-based protocol, and you have a little reaction to the herbs or to the biofilm disruptors or whatever it might be, and you need to tweak that a little bit. Like, all of that is part of the process. It is unnatural to master it your very first time. So what I'm saying is you have to expect a couple slip-ups along the way, but you also should learn from those. It's the not learning from it and repeating the same mistakes over and over and over where you still shouldn't be hard on yourself, but you have to understand that you have to stop repeating the same mistakes over and over in order to reach your end goal. So in the end, what it comes down to is learning from your experiences along the way, understanding that you're going to accomplish your goal eventually, yes, but before you accomplish that goal, you're going to have to develop into the person that's actually worthy of achieving that goal. Meaning, like, you're going to have to learn how to schedule your cheat meals for once a week if you're trying to lose weight. You're going to have to find the nutrition plan that works for you. You're going to have to get your body healthier ultimately to keep the weight off, to keep the inflammation off. And when you do achieve that, I'll tell you, the results are just that much more rewarding because you're not going to slide back. You're not going to want to make the same slip-ups that don't make you feel good, that make you gain back the weight. And I have to be honest, again, it's just what I've seen in my practice. It's so much more rewarding in the end. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune into another Cabral Concept.
Before you go, I wanted to share a personal story with you. The real reason I began to get well finally is because I figured out what was wrong with me. And that might seem pretty obvious, but I went from doctor to doctor for over 2 years before discovering at-home functional medicine lab testing. These are the labs that enabled me to finally figure out what was wrong with my hormones, blood sugar, electrolytes, and gut health. And once I knew what was wrong, I could then follow a proven plan in order to rebalance my body from the inside out. This is why I believe so strongly in functional medicine lab testing and why I've made it my mission to share these labs with the world. Now at equa.life, you can order an at-home lab test or a lab bundle for you and your family and be able to complete it within the week. Plus, the EquaLife difference is that you're not left to try to read and figure out these labs on your own. We explain what your lab numbers mean, what they mean in the much bigger picture, and then how to go about rebalancing your body in order to heal. To see our full selection of lab tests, or to set up a free lab selection call to find out what labs may be best for you, simply head on over to equa.life/labs. And do remember, we ship these all over the world. To find out more and to set up your free lab selection call, simply head on over to equa.life/labs. That's EQUI.LIFE/labs.